Hi, my name is Tara Clark and I'm the founder of Social Tea. And today we're going to be interviewing Erin Brandt, lawyer at Kent Employment Law, about the implications of what you post on social media as an employee. So Erin, I'd love to know what an employee might put on social media that could get them fired.
Okay, so we talk a lot in employment law about off-duty misconduct. So things that you might do outside of work that might harm your employer's reputation, which the employer may decide that perhaps you aren't a great fit for their organization anymore. And so we've seen examples where employees will openly criticize their employers on Facebook while having their employer listed as their employer on Facebook. And if the employer found out about that, that might not make them too happy. Or for example, if an employee posts on social media in their free time, something that is offensive or racist or homophobic, an employer, if they find out about that, for example, if you are friends with your colleagues or you're friends with your manager on a social media platform and they see those posts, a decision might be made that perhaps you should seek employment elsewhere.
So what about social media policies? Can you tell me a little bit about what employers might be looking for to put in them and some tips that you can include in your social media policy?
So it's a lot easier for an employer to dismiss an employee with cause for a breach of a social media policy if there is a social media policy. So an employer can put something in place in writing which says, these are the parameters for using social media. This is what we expect if there's going to be any connection or association with our company, and any breach of this policy will have consequences, and then outline what those consequences are. And then it is very important to train employees, make them aware of what's in the policy, so they can't later say, well, I didn't know what the consequences would be.
So can you give me an example of what an employer might be looking for when they go on someone's profile? So say they go on someone's Instagram profile and it happens to be public. What examples have you seen of things that have been posted that an employer has questioned and come to you with, wondering if it was something that they could maybe consult the employee about?
So I think there's a real difference between accounts which have some connection to the employer and accounts which don't. So for example, if an employee is listed on the employee's website and when you Google that employee, it comes up as employee of X company and also here's my personal page and oh look, I've posted all these offensive things, versus somebody who has a private account with security settings which has no connection to their employment. And in that case, if an employer doesn't know or can't find out about what you're doing, then it's not going to affect you at work.
Do you have any idea of what the most dangerous social media platforms are? Do you feel like Twitter is maybe a place where there's a lot of free speech going on, and in turn, employers need to really consult their employees about being really careful before they hit publish?
I don't think any particular platform is worse than another. I think it's more so about an employer investing a lot of time, energy, and money in their business reputation and expecting that their employees uphold that reputation and don't do anything to undermine it.
Fantastic. Well, I think we covered a lot about social media safety and security. And I think just to summarize, keep your profiles private if you do not want your employer or potential employer to see what you're doing in your private time. And it might be a good time to consult a lawyer if you're curious about creating a social media policy for your organization.
Absolutely. And I think just be respectful online. It's good practice.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Erin.
Thanks.